Welcome back to the What Analysis Introductory series. Medium tanks are the all-rounders of the battlefield, having armor, speed, and firepower. These tanks can go anywhere and do anything in the battle, and they are very renowned in the game. If you like fast-paced engagements, where you use your mobility and firepower to outmaneuver and destroy enemy tanks, then the medium tanks are for you. The role of a medium tank in the battle are much different to the heavy tanks, as they are more suited to open areas, with only needing little cover in the forms of hills and rubble. The alpha damage of the medium tanks are low compared to the heavy tanks and tank destroyers, ranging from about 320 to 440 damage at tier 10. Their guns, however, are more accurate and have a faster reload, giving them an advantage when shooting at long range. Different medium tanks have different benefits. For example, here we can see the E50M, which is a German tier 10 medium tank, which is renowned for its armor and ramming capabilities. Here we can see the Leopard 1, which is a tier 10 medium, which relies on its mobility and an excellent gun to perform well in battle. Now let's look at the stats of 4 mediums including the E50M and Leopard 1 to see how each medium performs on the battlefield. To start off, here we can see the auto-loading tier 10 French medium tank, the Bat Chatillon 25T. Starting with weaponry, we can see that the Bat Chatillon 25T does 2,336 damage per minute with a penetration value of 259mm, and it is equipped with an autoloader which fires 5 shells, each doing on average 390 damage per shot. Moving on to armor and health, we can see that the Batchat 25T has 1,800 hit points, which is relatively low for a tier 10 medium, and poor and easily penetrable armor. However, mobility is where the tank shines, with it being able to go at 65 km per hour. This means that the Batchat can easily outmaneuver enemy tanks.
This is the T-62A, a T-10 Russian medium tank. Let's move on to weaponry. Its average damage gets up to 320, and its penetration is a nice 264. Its reload time is 6.33 seconds and can be lowered by putting equipment. Its damage per minute, or DPM, is 3,000 on average. It has a nice aim time of 1.92 and a rate of fire of 9.48 rounds per minute. Standard rounds is APCR with 264 pen, and with improved penetration rounds goes up to 330. As we have here, the mobility, it's a very nice 50 kilometers an hour and 20 kilometers an hour reverse. So this allows the tank to move around the battlefield very easily and can get to locations much quicker than other tanks would. Next up, it's its armor. Its whole armor is not very good. It's very lightly armored, so that makes every T10 tank very easy to pen it. And also, for example, if you have tier 8 light tanks in the battlefield, might have a harder time to pen the hull. Now the turret armor. It's got very good turret armor and T10s would have trouble going through it, especially light tanks. They're the ones with low penetration. The cupola seems very well hidden, but there is a tiny spot there which can be easily penetrated. This is the Leopard one. Let's go to its weaponry. Its average damage is very good for a medium tank at 390 average damage. Penetration is 268 millimeters. Reload time is 8.34. This can be lowered by putting equipment on it. Rate of fire 7.19 rounds per minute and a 1.82 aiming time. Its mobility is very, very good at 65 kilometers an hour and a reverse speed of 23 kilometers an hour. This allows this tank to move around very effectively around the battlefield and also can get to locations where they can help the allied tanks. Next, it's his armor, which is very, very bad, and you wouldn't really expect it to block much as on its hull or its lower plate. Its side, just the same, but its turret, on the mantlet it can be penned, but on the cheeks is decently armored. So as shown here, the whole armor is at the front is 70, and then we got the turret armor, the front is 52.
Moving on, here we can see the E50M statistics. Starting with weaponry, here we can see that the E50M is not the best, unlike the Batchat. The tank, while having better damage per minute than the Batchat, is lacking in its reload with having only a single shot gun. However, the penetration on the gun is very good, having 270mm. The E50M's mobility is good, being able to go at 60 km per hour, meaning like the Batchat, the E50M can also outmaneuver its enemies. Moving on to health and armor, here we can see that the E50M is known as being the most heavily armored medium tank, with around 270mm of upper hull armor and a great side armor. When you combine this with 2050 hit points, the E50M is a very strong medium tank at tier 10. Now that we have compared these tier 10 medium tanks, hopefully you have a better understanding about how to play the class, and you might now have an opinion on which medium tanks suits you the most. If you enjoyed our medium tank analysis, and we hope to see you the next time for the next episode of the Watt Analysis Introductory series.